anyone thinking that I think Chris Pratt did a good job in that.
Wow, that was it.
I don't-
what about-
So that's on the record.
He didn't do an amazing job. He just did.
He did a job.
He did the job, and it
I don't-
doesn't mean like
Hi,
wow.
everybody.
Yeah, but I don't like. I just I don't want to go. Like, it's just like it was such a bad. And then there was a whole like Seth Rogen thing where the video where he was like talking about it, like, oh, like if you hire me to do this, you're just getting me. I'm not gonna try and do a voice. Learn.
I didn't know he said that, but that tracks from what
Like,
I
voice
seen
acting
from
is a
his
whole
voice
thing.
acting roles.
I just wanted the Mario Kart from SNL with Pedro.
There's a I'm gonna plug something ancient now. About back in
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
What's her name, Philip?
Wow, mate, you're making a lot of assumptions there. I really
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Welcome everyone to Lost Lore Academia. My name is Philip. I am Long Lost Lore. And
What was the
around
plug?
me are wonderful players. The thing I was going to plug was well, it's four things I was going to plug actually.
What are okay? So the Golden Girls.
I would be honored, honestly, with like Blanche around. That that's a good time. Are you kidding me? But Estelle Getty would be mean.
I've actually never seen the Golden Girls.
Dan, what? Oh my god! You can't bring up the Golden Girls, which is another one of my comedy professors. My professors in comedy, they were named Reiner, Brooks.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
They were named Blanche, and okay, I'll stop. I was gonna say the four Golden Girls, if you couldn't tell. Then I was gonna say Danny Tanner from A Full House. I was gonna say Tim.
I've never seen Full House either.
Yeah, of course you haven't, because you're four. I was gonna say some other like not classic comedy. Like I was gonna move into like known bad comedies. Remember Shasta McNasty on UPN? All right.
No.
Well,
I didn't have cable.
that's
Me neither.
That's fair.
UPN wasn't a cable.
UPN was over the air.
Wasn't
That's
a
really
cable.
good point.
I had Fox, CBS, ABC, NBC,
Mhm.
WB,
And you
PBS.
No, then you had UPN and you just chose not to tune.
Channel 13.
What's
I
UPN?
think.
UPN
Yeah, it
was
was me too.
was another over-the-air network. It was
Those were the only channels we had growing up.
Okay. Well, I think you were wrong. I promise you there was a UPN affiliate in the greater St. Louis area. Is that where you grew up?
Yeah. Wow. Way to
there's-
dox me.
There, I will. I'll tell everyone your hometowns, everyone. But you guys don't know mine because my hometown was on a fucking meteor. I'm from the stars. This has started with our usual level of focus and professionalism. I was gonna ask though, Felicia, you did, since you saw the Mario Brothers movie, was Anya Taylor-Joy okay as Peach? Okay.
Which is great.
I really
She's
like
great.
her, but
Crushed it.
she seemed very low energy for like what I'd heard, and I wasn't sure if that somehow worked in the context. Cause
Wait, is it Anya or Anya?
Anya.
What I say, Anya?
You said Anya.
All right.
Enya?
Ooh, let's
And I
talk about
said-
Enya. Yeah.
Oh
Lay
my gosh.
No.
down. Sorry. That's not Enya.
Enya is I think that is Enya. That's through the first one, right? Oh no, that's Anya.
No, the
Lennox.
third
That's
one
third
is
Enya
what's her
is
name
May
from?
It Be an Evening Star Shines Down on
Yeah.
You. Enya is also Buirka, that song which is da 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 da.
Why can't I remember that woman's name right now?
Da da. Anybody know that song? It's like just a vocal.
No,
It's
I think
like,
you're doing a Christmas song.
boom,
That's an easy mistake.
Okay, I'm gonna play it for you later because I can without copyright problems.
Annie Lennox. Jesus fucking
I said
Christ.
Annie
Oh,
Lennox.
I love Annie Lennox.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, okay.
I tuned your voice out.
That's fair.
That's why I'm so lost in the games.
Everything is suddenly explained. With all of that important business out of the way, and I'm going to find out what the UPN affiliate was in the 90s, and I'm going to find out what it was in St. Louis. Mark my words. But before we do that, let's talk about this game we play. This game called Lost Lore Academia. Last week was eventful and successful except when it comes to
Extremely.
retaining inspiration, and then it was less successful.
The sure thing.
It's sure
Oh,
thing.
I heard about that.
So basically,
It was a sure thing.
after a week of intense work, you guys put in a good bit of work on building some satellites, and you created 2 matching satellites. Boop 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 boop.
I tried to attach Eldo to it and launch him out into space with it.
Oh my god!
They blocked me though.
Yeah, you got brick blocked.
Yeah.
What are you having them do?
He's just touching it. He's like, this looks like me.
But if there were a massive satellite that looked like me, I'd want to touch it.
I don't think I'd want to watch that either, though.
In any case, so the satellite has been looked into, launched. The group split up. Frankie was not present. I believe the excuse I gave was I think it might have been one you'd said at some point of she graded her own test after a teacher gave it to her to make sure they didn't make any mistakes and give her too many points.
Yes, that is what you said.
That's the vibe. And guess what? The teacher did okay this time. But
Always worth checking.
but basically, in the interim, it was decided that the party split with Connor and DJ3, shocker, saying we want to go into the purple place, and Nova and Callie being like, we're cool to stay here and eat popcorn. So much popcorn was eaten. The Gestorian military intelligence agent was clearly trying to get out as many like good patriotic Gestorian capitalist ideas as possible, and seemed to be taking a lot of notes about dissidents, wondering if anybody was spreading new polemics around, trying to incite anything, agitate. It is funny that the main person who'd be doing that, the Shadow Elf agitator, they're both from the same world, so like there is weird beef between a political radical in the form of the Shadow Elf agitator and this military intelligence agent who just really wants to make the man stay in power. And it will be a man, because this is before women would have been elected to stuff. So as they did that, the guys went in. There were some delays, mainly just of Callie and Nova wondering how long they should wait. Callie basically said, I don't want to do it too early or Connor will be mad at me, but I don't want to do it too late or Connor will be mad at me. Nova replied, I don't really care if Connor is mad at me. They launched, all went well. The satellites were sort of paired, and a connection was established between the 2 planes, which is awesome. Connor and DJ3 got there. DJ3 heard some talk about a new underground casino. Do you remember the password to the casino?
Splinter.
Mm-hmm, that's right. They must be a fan of
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Probably that. And then, but basically, Connor was like, okay, like while we're waiting for this to activate, I guess you can go to the track if you want to. Connor requested the DJ3 only bet 500 precious inspiration.
Of our inspiration?
Mm-hmm. DJ3 wound up spending 80 inspiration on a sure thing tip from a totally trustworthy dreamling who was flipping a coin and had a pencil mustache. And it went about as well as everyone would expect it to. Then DJ3 decided to put 1,000 on the bet. And he did, however, I think he hasn't gotten enough credit for restraining himself against all the side bets.
Yeah.
That other gangsters were trying to have him do. There was then a pretty awesome beat where, like, the oldest dream beast of all time started slowly huffing and puffing out at the back. Others all got caught by a tripwire, as DJ3 said, because the fix was in. Then the old one really debated laying down and sleeping next to the tangled ones, but it continued on. And as we heard the Chariots of Fire theme play, it carried on, but it was going so slow that the ones who tripped were able to stand up and pass it. And I think it came in like 4th or 5th, so DJ3 got no money. At this point, he and all of the ones who thought there was a sure thing They all pulled out clubs and started breaking each other's knees because of the bets that they couldn't pay. DJ3 just...
I won that.
He fought a bunch of little dreamlings in anger for what happened. And then he returned. I believe the quote that you said, I think I wrote this down. Leave the way... Oh, you expressed that you might have lost more than the 500 you were authorized to spend, but the joy of the race and the big fight were worth it. To which Connor replied, "Just play Forza in your room." Which I assume DJ3 only plays like the NHL.
NHL 94,
or 2K23. You might care about contemporary, yeah. Or NHL hits from back in the day. It was like NFL Blitz before. Anyway, it then came out post the guys returning that I think Callie and Nova and Connor hadn't realized were especially upset that he bet it all on one single race, and Nova said that isn't a cool thing to have done, which is about as rough as Nova's speech gets. That wasn't very nice, I think, or she said something to that effect.
But it was a sure thing.
He also pointed out he didn't expect this because he doesn't lose. And point of fact, this hockey season, the team has lost a couple times, but those were games he wasn't there. So technically, he is undefeated this season. So that's a thing Connor really didn't like to remember.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you also have a new...
But I guess we know that you got to get that nut.
You also have a new person. His name is Hall Deer. He is a bartender. He has white hair. He's very muscular. He likes to rub oil on his chest and dance. He can also do a lot of backflips and front flips, and he can also do side flips, and he can also do a lot of other cool acrobatic stuff if you'd like. He just wants you to know that he is the main character.
He has mobility, even though he has a lot of muscle.
It's very slender. He doesn't have mass. He's very
like Brad Pitt
toned.
in Fight Club.
God, who is he like? I guess so. Yeah, that's probably a good enough reference. He's very like
Brad Pitt and Troy.
He looks much more athletic. He doesn't have huge biceps. He's much more. This is just how I've always pictured Hall Deer. He's much more kind of like lithe and kind of acrobatic. So yeah, that's him, and he was there. So it's sleeveless in case you guys can't tell. That was important. So with that, you guys succeeded at your mission. You established communications. There is a communications tower up in sort of the clock tower, the bell tower, clock tower that you have installed here over the elevator entrance. There is also one up in the watchtower itself. So that is where we left off. Am I forgetting anything?
Do the people who man the watchtower on that side know about it?
They do, and they were taught how to use it. And so far, we'll get into how it's been going the first week in a moment. But the first thing I need you all to do, my friends, is to go ahead and roll 4d8 to set your luck for the day. Remember, your luck always resets to 3, and if you roll a second degree success, it'll be 4, a third degree success, it'll be 5, etc., etc. So you just roll 4 to start it off. Remember your little...
you roll 4d8?
You roll 4d8. 2 8s, and yours is 4 today.
I only have
Nada.
3s for you, gentlemen.
2 7s, 2 4s.
2 7s, 2 4s. Unfortunately, you have to get one higher degree. So for you, that would be a 4. I can set that for you. And Nova is rolling as well.
And then we had some sweet karaoke all week.
Guys, I really do have to congratulate you all on the degree of karaoke. This was by far the most, I believe the final tally was 41.
Yep.
And you did have one pure karaoke day. Each pure karaoke day kicks it up an additional 5. So you end with 46.
So not even Maisie F's with.
There were a
Karaoke
couple
time.
odd mazes in here and there, but not like it was the other thing. And honestly, I should for how much. Oh, I probably should credit you some days where it was nothing but karaoke or performers. So let's just say you are getting the 50 rate.
Ooh.
Just so
Wow. I wonder. Never mind.
What?
I was just gonna make a dig at Findon.
Yeah, because it's not 49.
Right, yeah.
I think he might be in chat now, so
I think he
make
is,
your
yeah.
Dig. And in the interim, let's all throw up our 49 emote.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we really need.
Yeah. I also just looked. Yes, to Galanorian Saber, Haldir can do diagonal flips. He can actually flip in 360 degrees. It's pretty cool. He's a really cool guy. So now that our did you roll for luck, Nova? Any success? Then sadly you were just at 3 today, but that's okay. Who needs luck when you guys have the power of music and friendship?
Oh, that's nice.
And sherbets.
And sure things. So with that, and guys, I will tonight's game's going to be a little interesting. With this, we are going to begin as you all head up to Hampstead Hall. I was really trying to remember the name because there's a very similarly named one on Fridays. Don't worry about it. Where you were going to meet Mo Chaudhry, not Joe Hook, who's the guy on Friday. I said Joe last week. I got called out for it, as I should have been. But as you walk up, Joe is present. And he's like, "Hey guys."
Well.
No, Mo is present.
You son of a bitch, I did it wrong immediately. Joe's like, "I'm here and I'm here to cause you trouble because I'm from evil place." Okay, yeah. It's funny because I made a big deal of it, right? Then
You really did.
Failed.
And then, yeah.
What's that TikTok where it's like mommy,
TikTok?
mommy, I'm sorry, mommy. I'm sorry. Isn't that a thing? Isn't that a TikTok thing?
That's like from a year ago.
From a year ago?
It's a Tic Tac.
I don't know that
Tic Tac?
flavor.
Tic Tac
That
flavor,
is
mommy
so
flavored
old.
Tic Tacs. That's really old. I don't.
Yeah.
I just vaguely remember it. I remember Lauren explaining it to me. There's a Tic Tac about mommies, right? I'm hip with the kids.
Yeah, just one TikTok about mommy.
Oh God, guys.
Yeah, just one.
It is 7:51. We need to get this show on the
We're right on track.
So Mo is present. Mo tells you, you do have it seems there is another character for you all to summon, some singer about keys or something. This is here, and he gestures to a pretty sweet standalone built-in speaker karaoke system.
Yeah.
It's got over 1,000 songs on it. You can plug it into a TV, the words come up. It's pretty rad. Congratulations, guys. Retail,
Can't
$199.99.
can it leave here?
Yeah, it's just from Amazon.
Ooh.
Wow. Thanks. It's like I don't like just like loot this breeze, like kind of look through the songs on there and see if there's like see if there's a pattern or if there's like some like just karaoke standards or what.
Make an analyze roll if you want.
I want to.
Okay.
Can we update it? Like, can we add songs to it if
There does appear to be a way that you can like get new songs and put them on a USB drive. Is the problem? It doesn't have any Bluetooth. It's kind of an older model.
No matches.
No matches. You're not. It just seems to have pretty standard songs. If you want to sing Islands in the Stream, you're in good shape. For 300 inspiration, you can summon a new character. A character named Clang-a-Lang. You guys want to smash that button, as you always say? And guys, this is controversial because I really went back and forth on whether or not I was going to use a goblin face for this. Because I have some from Harry Potter sets, and I ultimately just decided I didn't want to mess with that. So, presenting to you, sparkles, animations. There's a little bit of the phone shaking slightly because of haptics and...
Ooh.
If you notice, she's holding
keys.
2 keys.
Keys. Oh,
Nice.
nice.
She's pink hair. So, a small goblin in a dress covered in keys, holding a couple of keys, just appears and goes, "Oh, well, hi. Oh, well, this just looks like a wonderful place here. Well, wait, do I have a show? Did I forget of something? Oh, did I get too distracted by putting all my keys and copying keys? And, well, hello, y'all. My name's Clang-a-Lang.
Hi, Clang Lang.
Sometimes I've played under the name Jingle Jangle, but I go by Clang-a-Lang for professional reasons.
I think we've been having your sweet tea.
Oh, I make wonderful sweet tea. Well, that's wonderful. Sweet tea for a sweetie. All right. She is sort of, escorted away. If anybody wants to say anything to her, they can. If she's just, well, this is wonderful. Huh?
Is Wednesday around to?
Yeah, Wednesday is there,
Okay.
prepared to. Wednesday is offering buns to those who want. She doesn't even give them to you anymore because she knows he doesn't want them. Unless she sees that face, and then she'll offer so you can decline. And then she'll do one of these. Wednesday usually she'll just be like, oh, this one, gee whiz. But she will hand out buns, and she will escort Clang-a-Lang away. As she goes, Clang-a-Lang's like, well, sweet tea, well, that's just so fun. Sweet tea, sweet tea, sweet tea, sweet tea. I love to stir sweet tea in my house. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. And her keys
It
are
reminds me
jangling
of
and she
someone, but I
walks.
can't quite place
Yeah.
it.
As she goes down the elevator, you have a character summoned, you have a karaoke machine, and and Wednesday will say, oh, and there were sirs and misses, there were various matters we could sort of speak with you about whenever you're ready. We had some questions from some of our members down below, or up above rather, whenever you're ready.
Who has questions?
Oh, just, I think La Trovadora and Ellie Bog Tumblewop. What's the name of this?
That's it. Ellie Bog.
Ellie Bog. Okay.
It was another performance.
What is it really? What was her real name?
It's like Elliot Tumblestrom.
I don't
Ellie
remember.
Wick. I say Ellie Bog. Haha, sorry. For a second I was like, is it Ellie Bog?
Yeah.
Ellie Bog and the new arrival, Miss Paulette. And even Sister Mercy had a few questions.
Okay.
Does seem the performers.
Yeah, let's go see what's going on so we can take care of that and move on.
So as you guys sort of head down, or head up, I always say down, but it is up, the tower of the thing. You ride up in the elevator. The doors open. You see spread out before you all the usual buildings. The tower above, as you sort of walk out, there's now like a staircase that leads up to the communications center. And in fact, anyone who has listened 4 dice or higher, just as like a standard thing, you are hearing, you can actually hear Mrs. Goddett saying, like, okay, you're looking for a thing marked, oh dear, how to explain the Arabesh to you. It's you want mono, not stereo, I think, because I don't know how they set up the speakers. Oh gosh. But as you guys sort of step out, Wednesday sort of gestures, and as you sort of step around, you turn around and see behind you that sort of like, you kind of created a parking lot behind the tower here. If you recall.
For the ship,
for like
right?
the ship and other vehicles, basically. So it's parking
Like,
lot,
why would we do that?
okay, if you look further, though, it seems that beyond that, there is a massive building. It has sort of this very kind of like, very sort of impressive. It's like a huge building, much larger than it. Probably even a bigger footprint than like the ruins of Turbalange or anything. It is several hundred feet away, kind of almost like as if it's clearly a separate area than sort of what you've built. Although it does seem that like the basic pavement does extend there, sort of across the parking lot. It kind of has a sort of asymmetric design, very very nice looking. It's not dissimilar from like the Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown Los Angeles. It's got that sort of kind of like very bright, and currently it has beautiful light sort of shining on it. And Wednesday sort of just gestures.
Well, that's new.
Yes, apparently this is the, I'm not precisely certain how you pronounce this word, but the Karaoke Performing Arts Center.
How is that spelled?
Who?
The Karaoke,
This is karaoke?
perhaps,
Oh, no.
I'm not certain. But many of the performers are wondering if they can simply enter and begin putting on performances there, or if it is only for your use. I believe that La Trovadora did enter it, despite us requesting to ask you about it first, and she says that she thinks it has 3,000 seats.
That's a pretty big auditorium.
It seems to be,
Performances.
yes.
I think anybody can use it,
Yeah, everyone can use it. Let's go take a look
except
at it.
Eldo.
No, I think Aldo can use it if he wants to use it.
Eldo can use it too.
No bricks allowed.
All right, if you guys head that way, it does appear to be a like relatively sort of like modern seeming concert hall. You guys can walk inside. There's a grand lobby. There are several food stalls in it, so like if they were currently being occupied by minor characters, you could potentially be getting like just overpriced bag candy or very small glasses of wine or a Coke. But if you sort of walk sort of through,
Wait, we have to pay?
I mean, probably you don't have to pay at the other one, so probably not. But it's,
You would feel we would still feel like it was
you'd feel
overpriced.
how overpriced it was. I'm more describing getting refreshments at these kinds of facilities. But as you sort of walk in, you do notice that
Do they
there is
allow
a-
outside refreshments? Like, could we bring stuff from the popcorn stall?
You do suspect that ushers would not want you to bring in outside food, but I mean, what are they gonna do? But as you sort of walk in, you find there's this massive performance hall. There's like a huge balcony section, there's a mezzanine orchestra pit, and then there is this stage. Currently the stage has a rather sort of classic kind of like proscenium arch, and there are sort of just some kind of like red curtains along the back. It's lit, the house lights are up, but the curtain is open on the stage, and it just looks like a huge performance venue. Though those of you who have 4 in a look would notice automatically, the rest would as you got a little closer, that on the stage, like there seems to be like kind of like a music stand looking thing right kind of near the front of the stage. At this point, some of the performers are like slightly following you in, and they're saying, oh wow, I like this, but I prefer an outdoor venue, I think. Can feel more connected, Ooh, connected to the stars and the bonfire on the beach. Ooh. Sister Mercy's, I don't know if she's complaining about some bullshit, I don't even know. So yes, you sort of see the space that La Trovadora says. The acoustics in here are amazing. Can you hear it? Listen to the sound of my voice. Feel how it wraps around you.
I think I can. I think I can feel it.
Good. So yes, you have entered this thing.
Is there a benefit for performers if we move them in here?
This does not appear to be a space that characters can actually occupy in that context. It's like away from. This is like a building that is down here now, but it's not. And you guys certainly think maybe all the karaoke you were sort of doing as research, perhaps that one that just got purchased, that was just like haha, fun to use this in a dorm room, and this is clearly what your 50 total karaoke has granted to you.
Is there a mic stand on the
If
stage?
you look at stage, there does seem to be a mic stand, DJ3.
I'm just gonna run down to
Okay.
it.
Yeah, you
to
kind of
it?
like run down to, it sort of slopes down you can find your way. There is like an orchestra pit down there, and you can kind of climb up over it. As you turn on stage, there is a microphone, and there is that sort of like music stand, but the music stand seems to be kind of like a magical version of a tablet. There's like this like text is sort of floating on it, and you see a thing that says song selection.
Oh, sweet.
Really
I'm
just a gigantic karaoke machine?
DJ 3.
I just want to grab the mic.
Okay.
Go test 1, test 2.
He says test
1.
one, test 2. His voice booms sort of loud throughout the space. Wednesday has followed you in and is kind of... but you see that song selection sort of blinking. DJ 3.
Who wants to sing?
I mean, haven't we done enough of that over the last week?
There are a lot of performers like us, obviously.
I do. I like karaoke.
Oh, come on up.
Okay.
Allie wants to go down to the orchestra
Oh
pit.
no.
Is there either a tambourine or a triangle or a cowbell or a woodblock, anything like that?
Sure. There actually are some instruments sort of... Actually, would there be?
Can we make the material?
I don't want like if there's a tuba there, I'm not interested. I want the little like...
I think actually at present in the orchestra pit, it's just chairs.
Okay.
But, so Nova climbs up onto the stage. You see that it says song selection on this little sort of tablet. DJ Theory is standing on the stage. Callie's in the orchestra pit, like looking for an instrument. So Nova, what do you do?
I'll hand Nova the mic.
Okay.
Actually, I'll call Frankie up first and then hand Nova the mic.
Start looking at the song selection.
When you say select song, there seems to be a like if you start like if you look for like index, it just says all songs, and in parentheses it's like literally all songs.
Oh.
So you can just start scrolling, or there probably is an I'm feeling lucky button.
Ooh, I'm feeling lucky.
Immediate.
So Nova hits I'm feeling lucky. Make a luck roll.
Ooh. No matches.
No matches. All right, then in that case,
Unlucky day.
it will give you the subject matter, but probably not the spirit you'd want. So basically, as Nova takes the mic and hits this, the lights dramatically throughout the space. The lights drop on the audience, and every seat in the place is suddenly full. So you guys standing in the thing, there is a crowd, and the air becomes electric. You start hearing this strange kind of like synthy sort of music playing on top, like, and Nova, behind you, the whole like background turns into this very modern Broadway like projectored stuff of all these like swirling green energy and sort of stuff, and you see like sirens almost burning.
Green, not purple?
Green, not purple. Callie, you in the orchestra pit, suddenly musicians appear around you. And if you look around, there is someone with a wood block. And if you want to take their wood block, you're welcome to do it.
You've got it covered. I couldn't.
He just kind of nods, and they're all like but all of these musicians, you notice, they're all wearing like brown sort of like coveralls with like black boots and there's a guy with like a big like a kind of like a funk bass, and there's somebody at like a synthesizer. They all have these weird backpacks on. The song kind of like is beginning, and like the bass guy's getting ready, and the audience like starts like chanting, and Nova, you see projected in massive letters in front of you over the audience, seen only by you on the stage but not by them. It just says intro, 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 and then bum bum bada bum 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 bum,
no.
and the words of "if there's something strange in the neighborhood" begin to like arise, and you can see them.
Yeah.
And they do it. And Nova, you start
That
start
song
singing.
offensive for Nova?
That's what the bad luck was. It gave her a
Oh,
ghost
okay.
song, but not the one she'd want. Yeah.
Tragic. Who are you gonna call?
Yeah, but as you do that, the entire audience scream, like 3,000 people screaming, Ghostbusters. And for Connor, Frankie, Callie, and DJ3, you guys can tell that Nova sounds amazing.
Oh.
She sounds like she just sounds like perfect. And Nova, you even like not only are you getting words, there's also like little like dance directions kind of coming up on the side if you want to do like choreography. On the stage behind you, there actually are various dancers like dressed up like ghosts, people with like proton packs. They're like shooting about. There's like little effects and stuff. There's like a guy wearing all black doing like a Slimer puppet, you know, kind of moving around. Then as you keep going, and it's like bottom, bum 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 bum. You guys see that sort of like rising up from behind this like inflated thing, but again very like Broadway stuff. A Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man is like the top half of it is like animating behind as Nova's just like singing the Ghostbusters theme song.
That's so cool.
Hell yeah.
So I live here now.
Yeah. Who would leave? Who would leave?
Good luck with the rest of this, guys. I'll be
It's gonna
here.
be me every day. I'm here. I'm
Yep.
here every Monday.
And you see just the performers, they're all just kind of like, and as this comes to an end, the audience like stands up and they're just like applaud like this. It's like, Nova, your 3,000 people are cheering for you. It's an amazing thing. And they just cheer, and they're like so happy, and they're just like screaming like, amazing, better than the original. This is an all-female reboot I can get behind. Et cetera, et cetera. That guy, you guys can kick that guy out, it's fine. But the point is, the thing goes great, and then the lights, the house lights just go back up. The audience disappears. The musicians disappear. The guy, you were down in the orchestra pit the whole time, Callie, and the guy with the block just gives you a like, who you gonna call? And then they disappear. So yes, it appears that you have like the ultimate karaoke venue.
Oh yeah.
The performers are all just back there. Sister Mercy says, "What kind of devilry is this?" Paulette says, "Oh, I've played bigger." And La Trovadora says, "I think this sort of takes the fun out of it." And she just, she sort of, like, she may come in at some point, but she sort of walks out. But this is what you guys have discovered. Basically a venue. This is what the 50 gets you, is a 3,000 feet seater that will fill with people to give you the ultimate, karaoke sort of stuff.
Sweet.
It's a cool thing.
Put my name in the queue.
Did you have to tip extra to get bumped up earlier in line?
Fill it up.
So, and the best part of this space is that you guys actually can come here all week long. This isn't limited access the way the purple place is. You can come to this space more frequently. You can sort of go up and down.
The purple place is limited access?
Purple place you can only go to during this game.
And you can only stay for 8 hours.
And Connor even realized you got kicked out after the time.
It's okay, Connor. We don't have to talk about it if you don't want.
Actually, kind of then you hear some jingling sort of behind you and says, "Oh, did I miss it? It seemed like this was gonna be my kind of place, but well, goodness, this is so exciting. I am a performer too, and someone who collects keys. I also saw that y'all had my cottage out there. That's just
Yeah,
so
that's where the
sweet,
sweet
y'all.
tea came from.
And it's delicious there, isn't it? This is quite the venue. This is where they'd sing an opera.
We can fit you in at number 51 here.
Oh my, I would appreciate that so much.
Doug has already filled 50 songs.
Yeah.
If you guys want to start singing on the stage, you're certainly welcome to do so. Doug, if you immediately go up, what song do you do, Doug?
Boy band.
But just a boy band song, cool.
I thought it'd be funny if it was just 50 cues of "I'm feeling lucky." no real goals, just.
If Doug ever does, and I'm feeling lucky, I know exactly what song he gets. He gets my favorite.
God.
He gets my favorite song about hockey there's ever been.
Go on.
He'll have to hit it.
I'm feeling lucky.
Hits it. A song that you probably don't know, and yet the tune comes to you when you're on stage. Like, everyone in the audience appears. They're all wearing, like, hockey jerseys. The thing behind you becomes this, like, ice field, and in fact, ice covers the venue, and, like, a skater ballet of people in hockey things come out as they do this, and you sing the song Hit Somebody by Warren Zevon, which I urge everyone to listen to, because it's so damn good. But it's a very rousing thing, and the whole audience laughs at everything and cheers and cries.
Rousing or arousing?
It's rousing
on your
for
taste,
many,
right?
but if you're into Canadian farm boys missing teeth because they get in fights with so many Russians on the ice, figured you would be arousing.
Okay.
It's all about poor Buddy, born in Big Beaver by the borderline, started playing hockey time he was 9. It's actually a really sweet song. It's about a goon who all he wants to do is score a goal, but they're like, you can't score a goal. You're just here to hit somebody. Sad. So anyway, Doug plays some songs. Anyone else can if they can get past Doug's thing. But you guys spend a few hours here as these like massive crowds materialize. Huge, epic productions. I think, Doug, after a while, you also find out that there are some like settings on this where you can scroll the settings to be like extremely high production value. You can even scroll it down to like coffee house, and there is a setting called classic, and if you hit that, the venue shifts to just be a traditional like single room karaoke experience, but you don't want to do that.
Doug's going mega on every.
Yeah, exactly.
Dialing it to 11 every
it's
time.
Just dancers every time. I understand.
There's like pyrotechnics for everything Doug does.
Yeah. I'll probably have my boy Elburn join me for some duets.
I would be so honored. People have told me I'm a good singer. I'm not really sure. I don't have an ear for that kind of thing, but I'm so happy to try. It's so kind of you to invite me. Hey, wait, Connor, maybe we could have a 3-guy band, right?
No, I gotta go.
Oh, okay.
I go get whenever he's singing, I go out to the lobby and I grab a bottle of wine from behind the bar.
Understood. This all goes on for a while. And Wednesday, sort of one of the songs wrapping up, Wednesday suddenly appears and goes, there's been a development. May I speak to all of you for a moment?
Yeah.
We have received a message from the other satellite that Amaterasu has returned with someone called Aeneas.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
She has requested to come here,
Oh.
unless you'd rather go to her.
Oh.
We should
Perhaps
meet her in
we
the
should tell the
library so that the
professor.
professor can be there.
Ah, very well.
Should meet her at the casino.
Whatever
No.
you'd like. I'm just. There's like a wellness sprite is about to go deliver a message of whatever you guys say real quick to send back. So where would you like to entertain Amaterasu?
I mean, I would like to ask the professor if he wants to be part of it. And if he does, then we should go into that one room of the library. And if he doesn't, then
You could meet. You could
Figure that
have her
out
come
later.
here, or you could go to the purple. But if you want to ask him, I think he will. I think no role is required to know that he wants to. He will be fascinated to see
He's
that.
so thirsty for
He
it.
is very It's like unconcealed. It's yeah. He's insert slang about how thirsty he is. I don't have any. I still think Tic Tacs do mommy. So if
yeah, then maybe we should tell her to meet us in the library,
wonderful.
and then maybe she'll find a new book again. If she...
if you guys sort of head back to the library, the performers are, like, oh, are you guys clearing out the queue? Okay, we'll take over now. And they just sort of are all going in there. And many of the other residents of this place are also coming over to, like, check this out, It does appear you guys can go to any seating you want. It's like whatever seat you sit in, nothing will materialize on you. So you can have, like, the balcony, you can have the whatever, but it seems to be...
Does that work for the orchestra, too?
It does work for the orchestra, and I'll tell you what, Callie. Would you have tried to play an instrument at any point in this?
I don't know. It's hard to say when there's a whole orchestra and who all know what they're doing, and I just wanted to hit a woodblock for fun. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, Callie, if you grab a woodblock one time just to see how it goes, you notice that, like, streaming along in front of your eyes, like it's like Guitar Hero or Rock Band.
Oh, dope. Super dope.
It tells you how to do it, and you get the impression that, like those things on easy mode, like, you could do the guitar and, like, it can just be like, like hit this and you do the first part of the solo, and it's like you don't have to actually play when you do this. It just plays whatever you want.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm into that.
Do the instruments have difficulty sliders as well?
Yes, they do. Great question. So in
Great.
other words,
We can just go here and learn how to actually play instruments.
you can slowly brace yourself to learn how to play any of these instruments. Yeah, exactly.
Done.
See, we never need to leave this.
Wonderful. So, as you guys head up, or head down rather, I'm always backwards. You head back down to the elevator. The doors open, sort of like the doors open, and Amaterasu and a like Trojan warrior are there in the elevator, having, like, started their thing. But and Amaterasu, she's still wearing her overalls. Her hair is kind of glowing in that way it did. But she goes, "Oh, hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Are we? Oh, are you? Are we?" She's, like, gesturing. Then she looks out and goes, "Whoa. Oh, did you just build all this?"
Yeah,
Most
kind
of
of.
it.
Okay. The sky's the same as in your little pocket there. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
So we're gonna keep going though.
Yeah. If she kind of, like, will back up and the guy's there and the five of you get on. Wednesday I'll probably ride in a moment. Elbrand just gives DJ3 a, like, good job, man. This is gonna go.
Give him a little fist pump on that. Yeah.
Amazing. You're just great work, everyone. I am so
What's
glad
upsetting?
I know you guys.
What's really upsetting to me is that because of his droid sensors and his rapid processing speed, he always knows whether someone's coming in for the fist bump or the high five or the handshake, and he never fucks it up.
Oh, no.
Actually, Connor, you want to know what's worse?
What?
Sometimes when he tells that people think he's too perfect, he does.
God,
Sometimes when he's worried that he's intimidating people, he will purposefully make some mistakes.
what a piece of work.
He is an amazing piece of work. He's a marvel of machinery. Sometimes he'll purposefully say things wrong so people can correct him, because he can sense how much organics love doing that. Yeah.
It's too bad his friend Train wasn't here to sing with us. I think he would have liked
You
it.
know what? Train, I bet the Train, God. Well, here's the thing. Train can light up a room without all these bells and whistles. He's a charismatic, cool guy, and I
Not the band Train.
well, you know what? If there's a band Train you like, I'm sure they can do the same. But I'm talking about my good friend Train Sadie Tell. Well, he might not call me a friend. I understand why. I'm with his ex-wife. Guys, I get it. It's a hard situation. I'm not here to try to say it's not. All I know is I support that guy. I think he's a really good person. I also think Abriel's a good person.
An amazing one.
Abriel is amazing. 3 words. Okay, so if you guys head back to the you ride up in the elevator, Aeneas, he's got like a short sword, kind of gladius style sword at his belt. He's just sandals and sort of robe and a breastplate. He's just sort of looking kind of bewildered at everyone. The doors open, and you guys can step off and step into that one room and summon the professor if you'd like.
Yeah.
He sort of comes in, and upon seeing Aeneas, he goes,
Do they look like identical twins, or?
no, they don't. They're wearing each other's faces. In fact, let's say one looks like, I don't know, say a Travolta, and the other looks like,
Nick Cage.
hypothetically, something will come. Yeah, no, they do not look the same. But he's sort of shocked to see it, and you can see on Aeneas's face a certain degree of like, and Amaterasu says, so, I found Aeneas. I actually found a lot of Aeneases, but I'm pretty sure this is the right Aeneas. Also known as, you are actually Professor Arthur Davies. Is that correct? And he says, I am Aeneas of a Troy, and I found a Rome. And Professor Davies goes, I never sounded like that. That's almost offensive, honestly. No, it's how we talk. We take the language from the Etruscans. This was how we talk. And he's sweating.
Which one?
I'm going to call them based on what bodies they're occupying, but your new arrival, Aeneas, is sweating.
Look, we're not trying to like make you. This is to Aeneas. We're not trying to like make you change anything. We just wanted to see you and confirm something.
Okay. Viti, you see me. This is the language I invent. Latin, it's for Rome.
Yeah.
And Professor Davies, like, you took my whole life away. You're living what I'm supposed to be. He says, no, I'm Aeneas, nephew of a Priam. I'm of a Trojan stock, a lover of a Dido. He's like, keep Dido's name out of your mouth. There was a real intense moment there.
Meet my wife.
Yeah. So yeah.
I guess so. Now that what now? I don't think. Professor, like, are you trying to like? I think it's at this point. The die is cast, right? Like, you're kind of here.
What is it like? Where he's from? And Amaterasu turns to him and says, I think that you probably understand it more from your perspective here than being in it. But tell me, this happened before you all started this process, right?
Yes.
He was here already, like this sort of switch. And he says, yes, it happened in 1985. And Aeneas says, 1985? What is this time? That's like so many years ahead of time. Come on.
Oh, really? Everyone back then talks like a pizza mascot? Like, I just don't understand how. Like, it's so specific, and it's so terrible.
Amaterasu says, that is interesting. So I believe that this space is a conduit outside of the Tome of Tales. This switch happened here because this is a good place for it, but the Tome of Tales having come here, it's part of what's amplifying its power so greatly. That's interesting. Well, as I said, I offered to do this for you in exchange for more time with that book. If that is something you'll permit me.
I don't think we can really stop you if we said no, so go for it.
You can, but
But we made a deal, so I'm not trying.
I would never go back on my word with a god. That seems
appreciate
very.
that, and I really don't like it when people go back on their word with me.
No,
Various siblings who've done that.
I would never do that to you. That's
Really
that's
bothers
that's.
me. But you can't resist, you know.
Ooh.
I am a god, and I'm a god of your world, but you must understand, that world out there, I've never set foot on it. You have a world where the gods are just stories.
And you
There
just speak
are-
through the dreams, right?
Precisely. There are worlds that are 1 billion years old. Earths that are 1 billion years old. Earths that are 5,000 years old. Earths that are a few months old. Just like yours. In many of the ways that seem significant. Your world, a simple world, is yes, one where we only come through dreams, the collective memory, me and the others, in our various permutations. And the fact that you've tapped into this here, well, I'm going to go look in the book now, but there's something I need to tell you. I've put up a sun, a golden sun. Dan Golden Sun. It is going to protect you, but not for much longer. The other master mages are aware.
Wasn't it? Never mind.
It was supposed to keep them away, but apparently word of your presence did get to Zeus.
Probably because we wailed on one of his acolytes.
No.
Because
it
you
was-
what?
We didn't. No, it's a little more complicated than that.
There's a guy, he was being a jerk.
We-
And we
I
showed
wasn't
him.
there for this.
You were
we
there
didn't know
for
he
that?
was a guy. We thought he was a purple guy that was on purple. Like we didn't know he was a guy. We thought he was a dream guy, and he turned out not to be a dream guy. He was a guy, and
A jerk guy.
So what does that mean for us, and
it was not pleasant.
what should we expect to happen?
The power, the significance of this means that if you keep the elevator to that place open, you're endangering your world out there.
When you say open, do you mean just like in general, or like going up and down?
I mean in general. What you call the purple place, what I call the true dreamlands when you were there in that space. You are keeping open a conduit, and one of these Monday nights, knowing what is just on the other side, being the Tome of Tales itself, the book of everything, nothing, and, yes, Category 5. Beings will come for it.
How do they know about that? Unless you told them.
I did not. But did you once call yourselves the Masters of the Pages?
We didn't discuss that name. Someone blurted it out, and it wasn't agreed upon.
From that name, I believe my brother, my father, my husband, Zeus, whichever arrangement and constellation of our connection may be at any time, he and others, they have probably deduced it. Or at least will. But you have done something amazing. That other place you've created, those locations you've summoned, those, I think, they could potentially be safe, and you could still add more. But you must seed the Dreamlands.
Just what?
You must
What?
seed as in C-E-D-E,
Oh.
not
Do I-
seed as
Why,
in
why would we do that?
Do I believe her?
Make a read person roll. It's under will. DJ3, why would you do that? She says, because if you keep the door open, your whole world could be overrun.
Isn't it only open when we're up there?
It opens once a week. I've watched from afar. Whether or not you go through it, it opens once per week. How'd you do?
Nothing.
She is just glowing too much for you to tell. People who emanate light, it's very hard to tell when they're lying.
What if we put some?
But it ain't hard to tell when they're lighting, huh?
What if we put some defenses up there? What about you?
I will not force you to do anything.
I mean, why don't you help us?
She kind of just like looks out the window. It's not my world to defend. The best defense would be to cut yourselves off from, were you going to say a good offense? Mm-hmm. That is often true.
You
But in
say
this
it's not.
case-
So you say it's not your world to defend. Does that mean that there are others like you who would want to defend it, or that it's just for none of you to defend? It's for us.
There is no one who will defend this world and keep it as it is. Anyone who would save it from Zeus would use the power, the thought, the totality of that mundane world, ripe and rife with resources and thoughts and dreams and stresses, as a power source. I have no need for such power sources. I'm much more about suns. I just like suns, you guys. Suns are so fun. Do you know what a Dyson sphere is? Never mind. The point is, yes.
We can't give it up.
We can.
I understand, and you very well may not. And I understand this may be the last time I come here before your world is seized by one of the Master Mages, as we're called sometimes in the Tome of Tales, is taken. The choice ultimately will be yours, but ponder as you want. I'm going to consult the book. So he kind of gives you a little bow.
Can't we use the book to make like an anti-Zeus? Like find his enemy in the book and then create that?
She stops like super dramatically. She begins to glow more brightly. She turns and says, that would be very, very dangerous. Whenever you try to channel deific power, it has unforeseen results.
Like, I think we're close to that Maisie one. Maybe she can help us.
I think we know enough to know that that would not be the case.
Doug has not read one page of Maisie.
I know enough to know that would not be the case.
No.
Wait, have I had the wrong screen up for this whole game? Has this said "Here be dragons" the whole time?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's... hi everyone, we're back with the right thing, I believe. Sorry about that. Had the wrong screen up all day. It just said "Here be dragons." I don't have a meta explanation for that.
But no one told you about it.
That is true.
So
Well,
what
no,
does
one
that say
person
about
did.
it?
One human did.
Sorry.
You get... That's a brownie point. I'll buy you exactly one brownie.
Hold on, we get brownies if we point out your mistakes?
I didn't want this to come out publicly. I guess I just have to never make another mistake. Shit.
No, I'm getting a free brownie. Like,
This is happening.
Oh my god.
I know that I'll be able to chalk up some brownies on Friday night.
With Medina Wednesday. Yeah, I'll bet
Yeah.
you can. Speaking of which, isn't it really funny that Medina's the one who said, we're the masters of the pages?
I know, right?
And that's like the whole
course.
problem. That's kind of a little just like, that's like a little in joke for me. And for maybe some of you. So, the point being.
Well, I thought Connor and I said we were master mages last week.
No. Oh, you guys just said you were gods last week. This is that that months ago when they said, like, are you master mages? And she said, no, we're masters of the pages. And that's how you guys started identifying yourself.
We didn't even have the book yet when she said that.
Well, you did. You just didn't know it. But they did. Because she said that because you guys were like, you know, transcribing pages. So, the point is, now that we're here at Lost Lore Academia, oh my god, over an hour, it just said, here be dragons.
I mean, to be fair, we actually didn't start this game till 7:51.
That is true. Oh my god. That is a great thing. You get I don't know, what's like another thing that could be a brownie point? A cookie point?
Oh, come on!
Because that's where you didn't point out a mistake. You pointed out that things weren't so bad. Your brownie has been reduced to
A waffle
You get a
widget.
cookie. A cookie.
I'll take one of those blue milk points for when you have that. I'll grab one of those.
Hey, remember when I served you
Blue milk bucks?
Remember, I love blue milk bugs or blue milk bottle caps. Remember when I served you a slushy rum and coke that had plastic in it? I'm still actually, KJ, you can have brownie points for that. That's the biggest mistake I've ever made.
Wait, in real life, you
Yes,
did that?
I did.
No, yeah, he really
I
did.
froze Coke in a very thin Tupperware thing, and as I was breaking it, I had like break it out to put it in some shards of plastic on it, and then I blended it and I poured it for people, and they drank it, and there was like pieces of like shards of plastic in the drink, and I was.
This was pre-COVID, and he still brings it up all the time.
I was mortified. It is. I think it's probably the worst thing I've ever done.
No.
Definitely that, yeah.
No.
We survived.
But at what cost?
I won't say that the pandemic started from that.
It did. It did actually. I did. Upon doing that, I was in such a dark mood. I called my contacts and I said, "Do it."
Do
I said, "There's nothing to live for. Do it." Okay, so I don't know where we were before you pointed out that thing. Which
Amaterasu said it'd be very dangerous to use the tomatoes to.
she basically
use
said, oh yeah, it was
anti-disease.
the sort of the idea of like, don't do something deific because you might wind up creating more. So, but she says, I am going to go and read from the book. She nods. You guys are here to discuss that, but also here are Professor Davies and Aeneas, who are just glaring at each other in a very weird vibe. So you guys could, if you don't want them to be part of your conversation, you can certainly move away from them, or you can talk to them, whatever you'd like to do in this moment.
We can't give up our place. It's our town.
I
Our
wanna-
race,
I
and
mean,
our racetrack.
Once she is done with reading that book, I want to ask her how we would even cut it off, because we didn't form this connection in the first place. So what do we do? Like, put dynamite at the elevator station up top? I don't know.
Oh my god, Duchess could put dynamite at the elevator. Duchess would put dynamite and she could do a plunger.
Ooh, that's cute.
I think we should just build defenses around it or hide it.
Look, I don't want to give up. I don't want to give this up, but
I haven't even gone to the casino yet.
Yep, and
fuck
you
the
really should be
casino.
going back there
This
in
is
general.
about the, like this is literally about the world. Like the
We're not.
I want to know how we would cut it off and why we can't stay up there for more than 8 hours.
Well, can I ask first, if we switch the professors, do you think we could get legitimate tests?
I don't think they're legitimate now.
Professor
Legitimate
Davies
test
says,
for what?
You don't think my tests are legitimate?
I wasn't going to say this in front of you, but I do feel like our grading system has been lacking. I don't enjoy this class.
Frankly, who cares?
Take it easy there.
I could grade you more rigorously if you'd like. Or maybe you're just really you're both the
You know
worst
what?
Aeneas and the worst professor.
I know
Like,
it's been a
you're
long
bad at
time since
everything.
1985, but you really should know that if you spoke like that nowadays out here, you'd probably be canceled very quickly. Like,
What do you mean a cancel? Like a TV show? I'm not on a TV.
See, how do you know what a TV show is?
I mean, I've from the lady with the glowing hair. She telling me about TV.
No, she didn't. She really. It's just. It's just it's a
What?
really bad act. It's so bad.
Okay, but
bad.
tell me what cancelled is. Cancellare. Is it the Latin root? I might have made the word.
No one would like you, and because you're doing a terrible accent.
You don't.
It's so bad. It's not even like.
I've always been good at accents. I can do a lot of
No,
funny
you-
accents of people
you
from
re- you
all
really
over
haven't.
the world.
You really
You
haven't.
sound like a bad Mario.
What's a Mario?
No, actually, he sounds like a good Mario.
Good Mario,
I
yeah.
just.
Mushroom Kingdom, here it come!
Ah! See?
He legit wouldn't know Mario because he was he's not young enough to have like known about Mario, you know what I mean? Like the arcade game was there, but this guy wasn't in arcades. He was reading the Aeneid.
It's
like
just
a
so
nerd.
bad. It's just it's convincing no one.
But are there still are there Playboys? She told me about a Playboys too. Are there still Playboys?
Like the
here?
magazine?
The magazine. I don't know what this is, but she was telling me there's a thing called the Playboys. Is that out there in the world? Because is that a thing we can get to?
They
out there?
don't. They don't show breasts anymore.
What?
That doesn't exist anymore.
They don't show
Oh,
really nudity anymore the way they used to.
maybe. I don't
Allie,
think-
how do you know that?
Maybe I'm gonna go. Maybe I'm gonna ask the lady
I know
to take me
things.
home.
I think you
Professor-
two should go figure out your thing.
I I felt that he stole my position, but now I think he just make a mockery of wherever he is.
God, do you think if we took him to China, he would just fake like a Chinese accent?
Okay,
Oh, no.
at this point, and I'm not doing it, he starts doing an extremely offensive Chinese accent.
Oh no!
I just shut up.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to like make
Yeah,
you do it or anything.
I understand. I'm just saying what
Yeah.
happens is, yeah.
And then I was like, Professor, I would appreciate if you did not switch places again with him.
Yeah, I really don't want that weirdo having to do anything with my classes.
No, I think you're right. I think I don't want to.
You're willing to give up this whole thing we've been doing because he talks like Mario?
No, I'm willing to give it up because because after all this time, this is where I'm from, not where he's from, where he can. I don't want to go to a world where you can act like this and people buy it. You know what I mean?
No one talked like that, right? Right?
No, not at
Yeah.
all. Weirdly, everyone had British accents.
No, that
But
makes
that
sense.
was like that's just the style of it. But I just if it's so two-dimensional in my version of, because I mean I did notice that about your world. It's much more complicated and weird. Mine is just this heightened thing. But if he could just, he's like, hey, you guys are insulting me. Come on.
You're insulting yourself.
Did we learn if he was married before that?
He was not.
He was not. So when they switched, this guy didn't like leave anyone behind or anything like that.
Just, I'm like siblings and things, but no.
Sure, but
He was
okay.
not responsible for anyone or committed to anyone. Okay, full disclosure, Professor Davies at some point, like your Professor Davies at some point post like assimilation, like was contacted by an old girlfriend and they sort of got back together and he felt like weird about it the whole time, but I don't know. I'm not going to blame the guy too much for that. It's a complicated situation. In any case,
Very complicated, yeah.
it does appear that your Professor Davies has no interest in leaving. He still would really like to be able to, like, he likes talking to these characters, but he's now like, all right, I'll just never see the place again. It's fine. He's just like, whatever.
And can the golden hair lady make it so we can go hang out with our people?
What do you mean, our people? Like the characters we summoned, or the
Yeah, in our little theme park.
Right. I think the idea that she said was that we could go there, but we would just like destroy
She's saying that
our
place
access
is
to the actual
safe.
dream world.
Oh, I meant for Professor Davies
He
to
means-
give him like a pass so he can
Could
come
you
to
get it
our.
so he could go
Oh.
there too?
Hmm.
And wow, you don't like Professor Davies. I love that she hates Professor Davies. So he's like, that I'd be very interested in that, but honestly, however it is, and
how come that one can go through the elevator in and out, and our professor can't?
It's a good question. I really would like to go with the elevator wherever I could go.
Is it because he does a really bad accent? Because we haven't done that, and we can still go through it, and I just feel like...
I could try to do a bad accent if you want, but I don't...
I mean, I don't want you to, but if those are the rules, I'm not making them. It's just...
Yeah, it's a weird rule. I appreciate you guys trying. And I'm here for whatever you need. And Miss Hayworth, I would like by next week a 10,000-word essay on folklore of any culture from the last 100 years compared with any culture from the preceding 200 years.
Just her, though, right? I mean, like...
Anyone else is welcome to do that project, but it will be graded very harshly.
Pass.
I love that that's like gonna change her tune about him.
Okay, he can stay. Frankie has some very interesting interests, and they can be summed up as this and rules. I like two things: little men made of stone and sturdy rules. All right.
They're both sturdy.
Well, he's all right angles.
He likes things hard.
Oh, guys, I really want to apologize for
I don't. I stand by it.
for what if anyone has been affected by issues discussed on today's game, there are hotlines you can call. Professor Davies kind of says that and just sort of like steps aside. Aeneas kind of shifts awkwardly, sensing this. Wednesday leads him to another room just to get him away from you guys. And he says something about like, "Hey, do the carpets match the drapes?" Or something real sleazy. Everybody from where I'm from.
It's not even like she has black hair, right? It's not even like, oh my god.
Yeah, you know, it's more like the style, eh? The point being, after, if you guys want to discuss anything, you may go for it now. Otherwise, we can sort of fast forward to Amaterasu coming out of the reading room.
What if we home alone our elevator?
Yes. Wait, what?
Like booby trap it?
Yeah.
Again, Doug, like, sure, I don't know if we can booby trap something enough to stop, like, a god. Or a deific being, if we're going to be more precise with our terminology.
I think we can. I believe in us.
I mean, we'd have to do a lot of research. And we still may end up with nothing.
And besides, they still can't leave the library, right? Even if they come here?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that Amaterasu can't or just isn't.
She poked her head out of the library door.
She did. She put a hand out, and you could tell there was like it required force, but she could clearly do it. So yes, if basically people of her level, if they want to, they can walk right out
into like our campus.
Into your campus.
Into our world.
Are they like normal
city.
people when they do that?
You don't know.
Was her hand glowing when it went outside the library?
Yes, because like it would seem to be like pushing against a force field, so there was like, there seemed to be like a thing. So inconclusive. That is a good question though.
Is there a higher purpose in trapping Zeus, like other than keeping the purple place? Like, would we be saving other civilizations from him, or is it just to keep the purple place?
I mean, that's a question that none of us can answer.
Considering Amaterasu even said there were multiple versions of her, I think maybe if we were saving anyone, it would be ourselves, and maybe just one version of that Zeus.
Did she say that there are multiple versions of her, or that she is like represented by multiple, like the same being has multiple facets?
I think she more said the latter. She more said that they can like go to different places or like exist in different. Yeah. Although
like based on the way that they are perceived on a given world.
It is, and yet like there would be times where like there might be like two utterly different iterations of Zeus or something.
Okay.
Yeah. After
I think we have to protect our purple place.
Oh.
World.
We built it, kind of.
I feel like the priority should be beyond our actual world, but yes, we will.
But we don't have superpowers there.
I mean, technically, we don't have superpowers in the little place that we built either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got to protect the purple place.
You guys,
so we can still have.
Maybe the bigger question is like, what is DJ3 going through in our world that he's really wanting the purple place so bad?
Everything's fine. All right.
Okay.
We're crushing it.
We're crushing it.
Haven't lost. And things are fine.
Does anyone here have read person 4 just as your standing number
Please,
of dice?
No.
No, I have 2.
I have 3.
I have 3.
Nova does.
Nova!
I just saw that. Yeah, I have 4. Okay.
The only thing I'll mention is that, like, in-game, approximately, like, an hour and a half ago, you literally heard DJ... It's like, if this were, like, Arrested Development, we'd cut to earlier this episode where DJ3's in the venue going, I never want to leave here.
Okay.
Oh,
I know. This place is great. This is the only place I want to go now.
Everything's fine.
Are you sure? Because you don't want to leave the karaoke room.
Because it's awesome.
But the karaoke room wouldn't be safe. It wouldn't. It's a safe place, and it wouldn't be
you
harm
can stay there.
But what about our precious racetrack?
Oh no.
It's not.
Oh no.
And our casino.
Oh no. Oh no.
They have those things here in our world.
But we can't go to them.
We also
definitely
You
have
literally can.
rehab centers and other places.
I'll say that at this time. Actually, no, keep talking. There's one other thing I could check. Keep going, sorry.
Don't you guys like going to the purple place? We've barely explored it.
I mean, it fills me with this deep sense of anxiety every single time we go. But
Yeah, Doug, I want to go there. I want to stay there, and I want to try and learn how to gain more power there, but I don't want to do it at the cost of destroying our entire world that we're from.
I feel like she's being over dramatic. Let's see if she can go outside. Here.
Okay.
And then let's see if we can, poke her or something when she's outside.
Doug, how many concussions have you had?
really don't want to. God, that feels like really bad. Got to be a sin somewhere. I can't.
We never have concussions. We have, upper body injuries.
I feel like that's not right, and I feel like that implies you've had at least 3 concussions.
Well, if you have a concussion, you can't play.
Oh.
I mean, that's just this season. Oh no. You're saying the other thing.
At this time, the doors open to the reading room. Amaterasu, in her overalls, her glowing hair, stands there with a book in her hand, a large tome. It's one you've never actually seen in this library before, but it has this green-gray dragon skin binding. It looks like a serious magical book. She sort of steps out and says, have you thought about what I've said? I've just learned a few things. Thank you for letting me read from the tome.
Can you share them?
Some of them I can, yes. I think I might have a solution to your problems. Might be a solution to mine, or might help me as well.
What's your problems?
My problems
He could really use to hear this. He could.
My problems are elsewhere, but they involve a mistake that I made. Far away from here in another realm.
What was that?
I loved someone I shouldn't have. And I reacted badly in response. Sorry, go ahead.
No, just never mind. That's great. Yeah, that happens.
Was it gonna be funny? You can say it if it was gonna be funny.
It wasn't gonna be funny, no.
Okay. Well, the tome has a suggestion, or rather I've seen a path. It can be a little interesting, but we could do a retcon.
How? Okay.
Those always feel a bit cheap to me.
How would?
They're very
Okay.
cheap.
How would that?
Time travel?
Isn't there like basically changing what happened previously in the timeline, right?
Effectively. Or changing what something had been, yes. It can be dangerous, but in your context it would be smaller scale. However, if you don't want to participate in this retcon, you're being wise. I can help you close off the so-called purple place, but still allow you to maintain your connection to the Dreamlands through the place you've summoned.
What about defending our purple place?
I'll say this. The Tome of Tales has a fascinating story. A song of that glorious, heroic stand to defend a new frontier called Watchtower Town by 5 brave scholars. It's a rousing and exciting.
For those 5 scholars?
It's a rousing and exciting story. It stirs the soul with the bravery on display, the desire to withstand impossible odds, the sinking feeling of realizing you've made a mistake. It's very riveting.
The mistake defending Watchtower, it doesn't have a happy ending?
Again, it's something that could happen, or couldn't happen, or has happened or hasn't happened, or it could be Category 5.
Be Category 5, right? Yeah, got that. Perhaps. How far back would we have to go to do a retcon?
Well, a retcon. Anybody could do a read person on her about the retcon if they want to.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I throw some dice on that?
Sure, please spend your power.
I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna throw 1 die on there.
Spend thy power.
It's 2 per, right?
2 per extra die, correct?
2 5s.
2 5s. With 2 5s, you can tell that she, with arithmetic, operation factors.
I'm spending 8.
You're spending 8 to get yourself 4 extra. I love it. Okay.
I got a straight.
Straight. You can re-roll for 1 in that case rather than 3. That's the rule.
3 6s and 2 1s.
3 6s and 2 1s with 3 6 geometry. Ooh, space relativity, the angle perspective. That's good.
Oh, I can re-roll for 1.
You can spend 1 power to re-roll if you get a straight. That's
Ooh.
the rule I've been working with of late. And Liv was like, "You'll never remember this. It'll be different every time." I was like,
Nope, still nothing.
"Okay." So Callie. So Connor, with your sort of second degree match, you have a sense that she is probably like so excited that she's maybe overplaying her hand to a certain extent, that she's really interested in this idea. Callie, you have a little more insight into her. She's still an unreadable, god basically, but it seems that The retcon is something she wants to do for her own ends. She wants to undo a mistake. And she's more just being like, I'll fold you guys in on it if you want me to. That could be fun. Like, we could, like, you know, like, do a thing. You don't get the impression from how she's saying it that it would be incredibly dangerous, but also she has said that she doesn't care about your world. She's warning you, but, you know. So it probably carries some danger with it. But she sort of, as you guys kind of analyze that, she's just saying, she's just kind of looking through this book a little more. But regardless, I can, if you don't want to participate in a retcon, I can close off Watchtower Town. I might even be able to allow you to bring some things from it into the other place that you've built, if you care about it. It seems a rather rudimentary space.
If in the, you said there's a bunch of Aeneases when you went to find him.
Yes.
Which means there's a bunch of like parallel worlds.
Yes and no.
So isn't there a world in there where we're successful in beating Zeus?
Such a thing is probably possible, yes. But I would urge
Doesn't
you.
mean it's this world.
I would urge you. You will do what you'll do. My offer is this. You'll still have a connection to the Dreamlands. The Tome of Tales will still be here, but it will be safe here. You can still summon the characters you find within it. You can still build a world that you love in that special place. But you won't be able to access the true Dreamlands.
Would that cut off the communications we've established?
Perhaps not. You've established communications. Yes, they explained this. Was that through science or magic?
Yes.
Both.
Oh.
And just look at the satellite.
If you show her a sketch, she goes, "Awooga." She says, "Yes, you could maintain your communications, provided nothing happens to the satellite on the other side. And there would be a tiny chance, but this is more." You guys notice, like, the pages of the book beginning to flip in a way that almost feels like approving. There'd still be a chance to connect between them through that passage, a much more remote and difficult one, which is both dangerous but also gives you the opportunity on rarer occasions. But you guys don't want to do a retcon with me? Because we can retcon this. We could do a huge retcon.
It would be a simple. We could just do a simple, small, tiny little retcon, right?
Well, we'd retcon it. So you said there used to be another person here, right?
Yeah.
Because we'll just make it she never existed or went to school here. So she's just elsewhere, and we could retcon it so you never started going to the purple place. It was just about characters. And any other...
No.
Nah.
Couldn't we just retcon it so she never said the thing?
Oh. No, not. That's not what the retcon would undo. The retcon won't keep the purple place for you. The retcon will sever the purple place more completely, more cleanly.
What is our option if we don't retcon to sever from the purple place?
I can close that connection. I can close that weekly aperture that opens between your land and the true Dreamlands. Between this library. You'll still have your connection to the tome. She pats it a couple of times because I don't think it will let me take it, even though every fiber of my being wants to try to run away with it. It slams closed in her hand and she kind of smiles. I can... But if you don't wish for me to close it, I won't. You can
I think we need to
try your hand.
Can we have some time to think about it?
I'll tell you what. There's a bit of a risk to this, but not a great one. I can return in 1 week. It's possible they'll find it by then, but perhaps we can stir things up somewhere else to keep a little attention elsewhere and elsewhen. You can have a week. Provided I get to look in this one more time in 1 week.
Sure.
Wonderful.
Can you help us out with one more experiment?
Potentially.
Can you go outside?
That would use a fair bit of power, but I think I understand why you want me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go outside so that you can see whether or not my deific ability functions out there.
Yep.
Yes. I will. She waves her hands over her hair and it stops glowing and it just becomes like very like nicely sort of like very sort of like straight, sort of well coiffed black hair. She kind of just nods to you all and she goes to the door. She sets the tome down on a little end table and she kind of puts her hands together and starts sort of rubbing them like she's like getting ready for something. She reaches forward and you see that once again there's that like kind of thrumming feeling like last time. You can kind of see energy building. She whispers something sort of quietly to herself and she steps forward and her hand, and it almost seems like the air is like bending around her like she's walking through jello, but then she steps forward, forces a couple more steps and steps out onto sort of the steps in front of the library. She a little, not really wobbly, but just kind of carefully takes a few steps down. She's now standing on the sidewalk there. Are you guys following her out?
Yeah.
Sure. You guys sort of step out with her. She's all right.
Can I see her hand?
Normal.
Can I take like a pencil or a pen and poke her finger?
Oh, no.
You can sure make a
I'll ask her to do it, like not.
Oh, you'll say, can I do that? And she says, if you want to lose your hand, you can.
I just have to see. You mean my hand will blow up if I touch your hand?
Okay, that might be a little excessive on my point. Sure, go ahead. You can try to poke me. Make a melee weapon precision roll.
Precision or power?
Precision. It's a pencil. There's no way it's a power weapon.
Add some die.
Doug's like, put it all into this.
Yeah. Man. Jeez. I'll use 5 power to make it so that I have a match on geometry. 6.
2.
2 sixes.
So you do 2 sixes. She rather easily like moves out of the space, but then just to sort of like demonstrate something as she like kind of moves around, you just see this like glow in her hand as she like but it feels like she's like slapping you with the power of the sun. There's like this heat and there's like a kind of a bright light, and you sort of go like make a do like I guess an acrobatics roll. As she just kind of tosses you about 10 feet kind of across the grass.
No match.
Yeah, you just go sprawling on the ground. Like, ugh. But you saw some magic, and then she just goes, what an interesting camera flash, right?
Yeah.
Are people always listening to you here? Is this one of those?
Nobody pays attention to anybody else.
Well, that's nice.
I don't know that that's entirely true.
Are there cameras or anything? Well, so yes, as you can see, I mean, it feels a little... Everything's here's a little more grounded. Like if you know, like if I were a superhero, I would just be wearing like a really like leather costume that just sort of implied like the comic book costume. It's that kind of world that you live in. I wouldn't be in spandex. And I'd probably make a sarcastic comment about how What do you want? Spandex? What would you prefer, Wolverine? Yellow spandex? It's the year 2000. We're so advanced now.
Yeah, that's a really specific reference.
The last movie I saw was called X-Men. With Hugh Jackman. Anyway, have I proven... She helps DJ3 up. Have I proven my abilities?
Take energy for you to be here?
A bit. But there's so much to draw from. It took more to pass, but certainly, like, if I wanted to have your son go supernova to sort of show the joy of light, I have plenty in the tank to do so.
Please don't do that.
I would make the stars sparkle more brightly, but because this is such a mundane universe, the light you're seeing is years away. So it would take a long time before, and it also wouldn't be coordinated. I'd have to really... I can't do it. I'd love
Back in you go.
In fact, if I were to make your sun brighter for a moment, it would probably take a few minutes for you to even see it here. Such a bummer kind of universe. Who'd even want to stay here? And she just kind of walks back to the room. As you guys walk in, she looks at the end table and says, "Well, hopefully I can fight it again next week because the Tome of Tales is not there. It has been sort of resorbed by this library." Oh, and Aeneas? Shall I take him back where I found him?
Please.
Of course. So yes, I will return in a week. You can make your decision. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just stepped on your foot. But until then, be careful. It's possible something really bad is going to happen because we're waiting, but I think we'll be okay. I recognize the need for you to have some agency over this. You're mortal, so it's one of the only choices you'll... I will say, she's kind of like, "Oh, Aeneas, come here." And she's sort of moving him. This is the most significant decision anyone on your planet's ever made, so, it probably deserves a little extra time. Better not to rush into anything, especially if you're going to rush into keeping it open, because, oh boy. All right, this way. And he's like, "Hey, yeah, I'm gonna go back to my own place. This was what a weird dream I have." Yes, okay. She sort of moves him to that. Did you want to ask her anything else about Professor Davies?
Right? Can you make it so he can go down to our spot or up to our place?
Oh. Actually, I think I probably could. Where is he? Professor Davies, you guys can summon Professor Davies. He comes back and she says, there's a catch to this, though. Well, you've all had characters awakened to you, and now they remain here. So he has this character. This Aeneas will remain. Professor Davies goes, "Too high a price. I don't want to."
What? You guys, I mean, I get that he is cancelable, but who's to say how any of us would react after being thrown into a different universe for decades?
You're absolutely right, Frankie, but I have to think of your well-being and the well-being of the students in the program.
Oh, now you're going to think of my well-being? Sorry, you did give me an assignment. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's fine. And Amaterasu goes, "Oh, I hate it when people do selfless, noble things. Fine." And she just starts like waving her hands over him, and there's a glowing of light, and he sort of has like a weird like, "Huh." And she goes, "All right, that's probably enough to get you through, but he's got to summon a character or do some research or get one eventually. But that should let him get down there to at least start." And he sort of steps on the elevator, and he's not thrown off at this time. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, I can go down there? Oh, thank you. Thank you, goddess. And she says, yeah, that's no problem. All right, come on, Aeneas, let's go. Yeah, okay, I don't get what's going on, et cetera, et cetera. The elevator doors close with the three of them. Professor Davies obviously can come back up. But, the five of you are left standing there. She's giving you a week. There's an off chance something really bad could happen before that week is up. Will I be rolling something every day? Might be. Every 24 hours, the odds get just a little better.
Oh no.
Can we put up some repellent?
I really don't think there's any repellent you can put up that will do anything against Zeus. I don't know. What about micro machines? What about a bunch of them right at the stairs? They'll slip on
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Could we just paint a bunch of Hades stuff? Does that do it?
You can certainly try.
No. No.
But,
That's not gonna.
Yeah, if there's any other discussions or decisions, any other points anyone wants to make for now, you may certainly do so.
Death Star.
Oh, I kind of feel like we should probably just cut off access. Just do the retcon and then we can just summon characters for fun.
You don't even have to do the crazy retcon for that part.
We can just cut off the access. We can cut off. She can close the. I'm most pro closing elevator portal, but maintaining what connection we have via comms.
Oh, I'm surprised by that.
Why you think I would want to risk the world for this?
It's just one person's opinion. We've met twice. Thrice.
Don't say thrice.
Indeed, many questions. It is there. It's certainly the question of do you trust Amaterasu is a thing, and kind of I am sort of presenting this. I know people tell me that I maybe need to start just doing stuff in this game, but I do like choices. So you have a pretty big choice because there are two different games forking here. One game is that it's just keep doing crazy things like that. And of course, there could be escalations and interesting, and obviously this won't be the end of stuff, but if you cut that off, it's going to be a very different vibe than if you keep it open. It's going to be much more oh no, guys. This will be a game in the streets of your real world where there's Cyclopses walking around and all that stuff.
If we do the retcon situation?
I think everyone's saying they probably won't do the retcon. The retcon is the most extreme thing she could do, and it's dangerous.
Besides keeping it open?
Wait, if all the characters or all Zeus and all them can go outside, can we take our characters outside in our heads or do anything like that?
That is a good question. You're not sure. But that's the kind of thing you can wonder about and debate this week, because I do think based on this book fair is going to be the decision. What was the decision? Wasn't that was LeBron? Was that what it was
LeBron
called?
20? Yeah, LeBron. Yeah.
Was it just called Decision 20 something?
A decision, I believe.
Then this is the decision. That's what the book fair will be.
I thought the retcon was a safer decision than just keeping it open.
That actually is fair. Keeping it open is dangerous but fun, and you guys get to do all the stuff you're doing. Retcon means you change the past, and there's bigger implications. But what's nice about retcon is it winds up not feeling messy. It changes things so that it was always this way, and there was never any danger. And also who's Medina, even though you guys will remember because you're getting to do the retcon. If you do the cutoff, that's the most safe thing. But I think retcon probably leaves you with a few extra cool, powerful things that you wouldn't have if you do the full cutoff. There'd be ways to grandfather some things in, but also she said you can try to maybe bring some things from Watchtower Town into your expanse or whatever yourself. You could attempt that.
Doug, no. Absolutely not. No.
Racetracks, yeah. So, But as we sort of move on to that is where we're going to end tonight's session. With this decision, there's you can do some activity. This is going to be one where the sort of research into those things is more just going to be about, like, it's going to be one of those more information-based ones. And then I know that 1 week from tonight, regardless of what happens in the game, I have promised that starting 1 week from tonight, or starting a week from tomorrow, rather, will be the Maisie and the Dreadlords half anniversary of the Week of Blood event, which I know
I can't wait.
Callie already agreed to participate in.
Sold my soul.
Sold my soul for Maisie and a bunch of Dark Lords. Do.
We just get a bunch of Dark Lords.
Yeah.
We get a Maisie.
Did all that
They'll
just
keep
so
us
I could
safe.
have some paving in Dreamland. Yeah.
It is, however, interesting that, we're doing this craziness, but you did, at great expense of a whole week of whatever, you do have a connection between the two places that even you could, there could still be communication in an interesting way. So, with that, we are going to end tonight's game. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. This is some big turning points and also a pretty cool karaoke venue, let it be said.
I wish it were real.
Yeah, that does seem like a pretty cool spot, right? I'm sure they can do that in VR pretty soon.
That would be cool.
So thank you so much for watching. Anyone want to plug anything? Dan, you want to plug your stuff or?
Yeah, I mean,
Plug is a term
Sorry.
that means promote.
No, I know.
okay?
I'm well aware. I know.
You gotta cool it
I know.
with giggling at plugging. Okay.
I am an adult, and so that means that I can say, "Fuck yeah, I want to plug some stuff."
Did you hear how she just giggled? Did you
Yeah,
hear
I
the
did.
sound she made?
I did, yeah.
A human being doesn't make that noise. That is a cartoon.
That's fair. Sophia made a good point. With all the karaokeing we did for our downtime last week, I did put it all into a little playlist. There's a fun little Easter egg in something related to the playlist. I'm not going to say out loud, so if anyone notices it and posts about it, sure, good for you. But that's in the discussion channel in the Discord. So I am not going to listen to that playlist because I will have mental whiplash from it all over the place. But
It is a very all over the place playlist.
it's
in the best
fucked up.
possible way.
It is
also
the true horror of this channel.
But it also does seem like something you would hear with a really eclectic group of people doing karaoke.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and then also I stream on my Twitch channel, which is my username, which is on the goddamn screen right now, but it's Steinbergler. Stream some Golden Sun, maybe some Magic the Gathering. Irregular. Last week was weird, but hopefully this week we'll do it a few times. I'm sorry, Frankie. Is something the matter?
It just felt a little touchy. I don't know. I don't
My
know.
name's already up here, so don't
Okay.
ask me what I stream as. It's already here. Yeah,
I mean, I've been like commenting in the chat, and like it's on here and whatever. But hey, go sure, whatever. And it, it's in the about page too for all the players. But cool, yeah, it's Steinberg.
Wow. Well, so we have some other. We have some other streams on this channel. Other games. Oh, yeah.
I also have to plug a thing
Oh my God.
that is not a hole.
That. The fact that you said it. Okay, go ahead.
I had to clarify. So I was actually asked to plug this several times over the past few months, and I kept forgetting because I'm a terrible plugging person. But my husband is doing a charity bike ride for it's a combination of the I'm gonna mix it up, but it's like the San Francisco AIDS charity and the Los Angeles LGBTQIA plus charity. They're doing a huge bike ride thing where he's going to bike from San Francisco to LA over a week. And so, yeah, it's a whole thing. And so because he's doing that, it needs donations and it's for charity. So there's a link that I can post. I will be posting it in the Discord after this. I can post to Twitch, right?
I believe you can. I think you have the power. Not everyone can post links in our Twitch because of
I will
unequal
try.
society.
I get it.
It's just
Fair,
moderators.
but equal.
Being-
So yeah, that's the link. I'll also be posting it in Discord. If you guys, want to donate for LGBTQIA or for AIDS, or you just want to do something charitable or anything like that, there's the link for it, and it would help people and help my husband ride his bike every day for a week just to get home.
It's just getting dropped off in San Francisco. Just oh my gosh, that is wild.
He's taking the train up there with his bike, and then
Makes me want to watch Iron Will.
It makes me want to watch Iron Chef.
It makes me want to watch Pumping Iron.
Okay. Well, that was a really
very
good,
different things.
That was a really good 1, 2, 3. I don't think we're gonna do better than that.
Wait,
So,
no,
yes,
I should have said Iron Lady.
the Meryl Streep Iron Lady. That's fair. So yes, we have several other things going on this channel. Tomorrow night we have Gray in the Dark. Will they recover all of their players? Possibly. Probably. I don't know. That group, it's madness. On Friday, Blood from a Stone. Guys, they're in a real good position on Blood from a Stone. Don't worry about them.
We're all alive.
They're all alive. I believe they collectively have 9 power. Amongst
Honestly,
the 4 of them,
okay.
and they don't regenerate it like you guys do. It's just it's real.
My
toxic.
one main reason for wanting to do the retcon is to see how it affects Medina.
I will tell you out of game because that's a really fun reason, but I wouldn't want you to do it just for that. It like won't because she's already gone. She's already a like
She has
multiplanar
retconned
orphan.
herself.
Yeah, she retconned herself.
She retconned herself.
She retconned herself out of this game. Is what she
Damn
did.
it.
So it wouldn't have like a.
Okay, well then fuck it, I don't care.
On Sunday we are back with Mystic Starport. Our Star Wars game gonna be fun. I'll have to reach out and see who's available to do that. And as I drink blue milk, and then a week from tonight we're back here with this game. I believe next Wednesday, which is the 26th, we are doing a Top Flight game. Top Flight West issue number 2, I guess is Top Flight West.
Top
2.
Flight.
That's okay. That's a different one. So yeah, check that out. Gonna be super fun. So thank you all so much for watching it. That'll be on Wednesday. So thank you all so much for watching. This has been great. Thanks everyone in chat for participating and all that fun stuff. We super appreciate it. Also, thanks for putting up with the fact that I put the wrong screen up and no one noticed. That's a wild thing.
Somehow.
I know. You'll win a brownie someday. Don't worry. It's not hard to correct my mistakes. They are legion and obvious.
Good.
See, just remember what I said about how I wash my hair, for example.
Yeah.
No.
No, thank you.
Can we retcon that? Can we, as a group, retcon that?
What retcon that sometimes I just wash my hair with
Don't
bar soap?
say-
Anyway.
Just an Irish Spring.
Oh, I love it.
Oh.
The cheaper
Yeah.
the better. Or like a Dove beauty bar where they can't technically call it soap. Anyway. On that note, thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, class dismissed.